Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch, and let's get ready for the week ahead, June 5th through June 9th. So the markets were up at all-time highs again this week, and Trump pulls out of the climate accord, Comey to testify June 8th on the Russian probe. Softer employment numbers came out on Friday. 138K was the number that came out, but that was below expectations of 185K. The unemployment is at 4.3%, but still no wage growth at all. So now we have to wonder, is the Fed going to raise in June, or are they going to sit tight? That's the question. Economies around the world are improving. Interest rates are low currently, so that's good for the markets. But the bond market was moving up. Stock market moving up also, and that usually doesn't happen. So we had the bond and the stock market moving up. A lot of people feel the market is getting expensive. For bonds, the short-term rates are going up, but the long-term rates are going down, and the yield curve is flattening. So this is posing a warning to a lot of players in the market. But like I said, the market keeps going up. The possibility of an inverted yield curve could lead to a possible recession. So that's something that these bond vigilantes are watching. So something we should watch too for the markets. The big thing now is that the Fed has the June meeting, and that's June 13th and 14th with the announcement, and they're going to also have a presser at 2:30. So that's not this week coming up, but the following week, and Yellen will take questions at 2:30 p.m. on June 14th. So I guess we'll find out, if they're going to raise rates on the 14th, and what her view is on the markets and the economy. The good thing this week was smaller stocks joined the rally, the IWM and the IWC. Casino stocks were up on good numbers from Macau. LVS, Wynn, WYN, and MGM were all up this week on those numbers from Macau. The TLT was up 2% this week. So let's go ahead and go through some of the markets. We had the Dow Jones was up 0.60% for the week. The composite, the NASDAQ composite, was up 1.5%. The funny thing is, though, utilities are making new highs also. Utilities were up almost 2% for the week. All right, and those are interest-bearing, names, and they were up. So a little suspect there. Let's see, the dollar was down again this week. Dollar was down close to 1% for the week. Bitcoin, if you follow it, the GBTC is on the pink, but that rose to closed at $500 on the GBTC. So that's very interesting. GLD was up for the week also, close to 1% on the GLD gold. Hack, cybersecurity names are up this week, close to 2% on Hack. The IB was also up. The IBB was up close to 3% this week. The IWC, the smaller microcap names, was also up close to 2% this week. The transports were also up, and I'll show you that with the IYT. The transports were up 1.69%. Let me see, what was else? Robo, which is a probably an ETF that most of you haven't heard of, but is a the automation index, AI index, and that was up close to 2%. And I'll have more on that in a moment. Silver was also up for the week, 1%, over 1%. Gold we spoke about. The SMH keeps moving up. That was up 1% for the week. So here's the SMH, and we're making new all-time highs on the SMH. UNG was down actually 9% for the week on the UNG, and that was down 9%. That's natural gas ETF. The USO was down 4% for the week. So oil's still having problems. Let's see, the WTI oil was down close to 4%. And so we're still below, $50 on the oil. And we are still, let me check something here. Yeah, we're still, way below the 200 SMA on oil here. And we do have support around, the 43 area on oil. So we'll see if it's going to go test that again on that 43 area. The XBI. The XBI was also up this week, almost 4% on the week on the XBI. Now the XBI is the smaller biotechs and the IBB is the larger biotechs. So the smaller ones were up close to, 3.5%. The XLE was down 2% for the week. The OIH, which is made up of names like Schlumberger, Halliburton, Rig, and let's see, Schlumberger, Halliburton, Rig, BHI, which is Baker Hughes. They were all down for the week, so the OIH was down also. Hack we spoke about. The banks, let's check on the banks real fast. The XLF, and that was down about, we'll call it 0.68% for the week on the XLF, but we are on the weekly down here at that 34 SMA. Let me get rid of this line for you. We're down here at the 34 SMA on the weekly, and we are trying to hold that spot. You see this hammer candle here on the XLF. The XHB, which is the home builders, was up for the week 2%. So nice move in some of the home builders this week. And healthcare XLV was also up for the week about 2%. So that's the healthcare ETF. So it was good to see that the smaller stocks joined the rally, and also that the transports came up for this week. But that question is still out there. Can Trump get his programs passed? So we're going to have to see now what's going to happen with Comey when he testifies on June 8th about the Russian probe. And like I said, the overhang on the market now is going to be that June 14th meeting of the Fed announcement at 2 p.m. Don't forget that. And the presser where Yellen takes questions at 2:30 p.m. on June 14th. But as it stands, the markets are at new all-time highs. And but just wanted to show you the TLT for the week was up almost 2% for the week. Now I had mentioned that the ROBO, which is that automation index ETF, that was up over 2% for the week. And just wanted to show you, iRobot is one of the top holdings. Intuitive Surgical is also in the ROBO. And so you might want to, check that out. Here's the link. It's ROBO, and it's at www.bloomberg Robo USA. Okay, so that's the link if you want to go through some of the names that are in this ETF. The other thing I wanted to show you, the site I wanted to show you was the Federal Reserve. And here you see the June meeting set for the 13th and the 14th. Then after that, we have Fed meetings on July 25th and the 26th. So we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. But I just wanted to show you those links. Let me bring back the Fed link. If you want to make a copy of that, right here is your link if you want to see the upcoming meetings. Then after July, there's no other meeting until September, and then in October, and then December. So just keep that in mind. So June and July, let's see if they're going to pull the trigger for interest rates. Let me see, what else did I want to discuss with you? Okay, let's go through the worst stocks for the week. And the first one up for the week was RH. This is the worst stock, one of the worst stocks for the week, and that was down 26% after their earnings. Mostly oil stocks were down this week. We had, let's see, CHK was down 6% for the week. Some oil names, WLL, also down 16% for the week. DVN down 8% for the week. RIG down 6% for the week. And then also retail was down again this week. BOOT, retailer down 25% for the week. EXPR, apparel stores was down 20% for the week. Let me see, what else did I have for you? Dry ships was down 18%, over 18% for the week on DRYS. Don't know how they stay on the trading on the NASDAQ, but down another 18% on DRYS. ECYT was down 23% for the week on ECYT. GLNG, another shipper, was down 15% for the week. ExxonMobil was down 3% for the week, and it looks like, it's breaking this base here, so we'll have to see where that's headed. But more weakness in ExxonMobil. CKH I have written down here, and that was down 40% for the week. And this is Secor Holdings energy sector, down 40% for the week on CKH. GOGO, GOGO, was down 7% for the week. And let me see if there's any others that I wanted to. Oh, MACK, that's the last one on my list that was down for the week, and that was down 54% for the week on MACK. Some of the best stocks for the week was PANW, and that's Palo Alto Networks. That's in the cybersecurity, and that's part of that ETF HACK, HACK. And Palo Alto Networks was up 17% for the week. DECK was up 6% for the week, and both of these were up on earnings, Palo Alto Networks and DEC. CIEN was also up on earnings, 16% for the week. LULU also up on earnings, 13% for the week. FedEx was up 5% for the week, so that really helped out the transports. JUNO was up 12% for the week on Juno, one of those biotech stocks. MU, helping out the SMH, was up 5% for the week. SHOP just does not stop going up. It was up 7% for the week on SHOP. GOOS had earnings come out, and this is a Canadian company, and that was up 20% for the week. And this is the weekly chart you're looking at, and that's GOOS, and that's a recent IPO, and they were up 20% on earnings. Another stock that just keeps going up is McDonald's. This thing has run from $110 up to close to $155 on McDonald's. So you do the math on that, and that is an enormous increase in the market cap for McDonald's, and it has been riding, the 10 SMA. It's even getting so far beyond the 10 SMA now. You would think it's due for a correction, but it's just been powering up each day, each week. McDonald's, and for the week it was up 3% more on McDonald's. Microsoft was also up this week 3%, so the old standbys are also moving up. SPI, little small solar play, was up 18% for the week. CCIH was up 76% for the week. Gotta like these small stocks, they give you a nice return. CCIH. HLTH was up, HLTH, he tried to type in, HLTH was up 48%. NERV was up 20% for the week. LTBR was up 30% for the week on LTBR. CBAY was up 7% for the week. FENX was up 28% for the week, and we'll talk more about this in the stocks to watch, and that'll be coming out Sunday. FENX was up 28% for the week. DG, which had earnings, was also up 9% for the week. And just to show you the weekly chart of DG, it loves to hold this 200 SMA, held it above here, 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 and here, and then finally popped on DG on the earnings report. Like I said, most of the casino stocks were up. LVS, Wynn, and MGM on the good Macau numbers that came out. So that's your best and worst stocks for the week. One crazy stock this week, and I'll just switch over to the daily chart, was this WHLRW. So this is showing some of the craziness in the market. I guess this is warrants, right? WHLRW, and that was up for the 1 day 317%. Okay, on WHLRW. I never even heard of this thing, and it just ripped from, it's a NASDAQ stock too, went up all the way to 70 cents. So an amazing move. For the week, it was up 733%. So that was an amazing runner if you got it. Hopefully you didn't get stuck up here at 70 cents on it, but some crazy things in the market. Just to go through some of the main stocks, Apple was up 1% for the week, a little bit over 1% actually on Apple. Amgen up 3%. So this is one of the bigger biotechs that moved up on Amgen this week. Amazon moving up another 1% on Amazon, and is over $1,000 officially. And so that's a nice move by Amazon. AVGO, which had earnings this week, was up over 5% for the week, and you see new highs on AVGO. And this is the old Broadcom, and a very powerful move in AVGO. Netflix was up for the week, almost 2% on Netflix. Tesla, shorts are just getting killed in Tesla. They continue to get killed in it. Up another 5% on Tesla. Facebook was up this week, close to 1%, and Google was up this week, close to we'll call it 0.5% for Google. So that's some of the bigger names, those FANG names, and what they were doing. Let me see if there was any other stocks that I wanted to mention. And we're just kind of taking a little, snapshot here of the markets, what was moving and what wasn't moving. And let me see if I got everything in my notes that I told you about. I believe so. Now, over the weekend, ASCO is going on. And what ASCO is, and it's ASCO, is the American Society of Clinical Oncology. And I'll go ahead and bring this over. All right, and I was actually going to start with something else, but I'll bring this over, and let me see if I can find it. Some names that were mentioned over the weekend for ASCO. We have PRTK. Okay, PRTK. Bristol Myers signed an agreement with OGEN. Okay, so keep that in mind for Monday coming up. And PBYI had news at ASCO over the weekend also. Let's see if there's the other names in here too. Let's see. Okay, here we go. ARQL presents phase clinical data. So that was at ASCO over the weekend on ARQL, and FPRX also presented at ASCO over the weekend. So these stocks may get some movement for you on Monday. Luxo, LOXO, had news over the weekend here, and announces clinical proof of concept publication for next generation TRK inhibitor. And so that's good news for LOXO. So that came out over the weekend also. Now, Barron's talked about Barron's talked about two stocks this week in their newsletter, and let's see if I can find it here. If not, I'll just... One was AT&T and the Time Warner deal, and they're saying that once that deal is complete, they see a 20% move up in AT&T. And then the other one they spoke about was ACN. Okay, and they're saying that they see, I believe, a 20% move in ACN. Let me see if I can find that for you real fast. 1 second. This was the London bombing news. Actually, it wasn't a bombing. I believe it was a car on the London Bridge. So I shouldn't say a bomb. Let me see if I can find this other news for you here on from Barron's. Okay, here it is. AT&T and TWX. Likely completion of the Time Warner deal could lift shares of T. And then ACN. Barron's doubts about Accenture are overblown. Shares could rise 60% in the next 3 years. So ACN, positive comments from Barron's. Okay, and then there's the LOXO news. Now, after the bell on Friday, okay, let me find that for you. We had some top insider purchases. Let me make this bigger for you guys. Okay, so some top insider purchases after hours on Friday. 100K plus. We had AGFS, Twinkie, TWNK, AVT, SEAS, BTU. Okay, so the owner, Elliott, purchased 51,000 shares of BTU. CBAC CEO, CBAK, CEO purchased 700,000 shares, over 700,000 shares at $1.50. So see if there's any movement from that. Some other news that came out after the bell on Friday, we had MBVX, TECD, let's see what else, CTT, and ADC. They filed a Form 3, mixed security shelf, no amount provided. So this is some of your news that came out on Friday. So I'll just scroll through that. And we're going to go through the economic news pretty soon for coming up next week. All right, and then this is just more info about the British London attack over the weekend. So that's greatly going to maybe influence our markets come Monday. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready for the week ahead. And so for the economic information, it's a pretty light week. Nothing, major this week, but next week is going to be the big week. We have 8:30 Gallup polls on Monday, 9:45 PMI services could be a market mover, 10 o'clock the ISM non-manufacturing index could be a mover, but nothing major on Monday. API crude oil 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Let's see, on Wednesday, oil numbers again back to where they should be at 10:30 on Wednesday for the oil numbers. The MBA mortgage applications are coming out on Wednesday. For Thursday, initial jobless claims, and that's about it, for Thursday. Oh, the natural gas numbers. Also for Friday, nothing major on the American market except maybe the Baker Hughes rig count, 1 p.m. on Friday. We do have some numbers coming out of Japan on Wednesday night, Japan GDP. Okay, so just be aware of that. And also now on, Thursday night, June 8th, we have China Producer Price Index and Consumer Price Index from China. All right, and that's on Thursday. All right, some earnings that are coming out for the week ahead. Let me go ahead and get my cheat sheet for that. Okay. All right, so on Monday before the open, we have JKS. All right, and that's Jinko. And that's coming out Monday before the bell, and that's right here, Monday before the bell, Jinko. The next one that we have coming out after the bell is Thor. THO is the symbol there. ASNA is coming out on Monday after the bell. That's the symbol. Casey is CASY, and Coop is COUP. Tuesday before the market opens, Canadian Solar will be coming out, CSIQ. Cons, CONN is the symbol there. Fred's, FRED, and don't forget, they're mixed up in that Rite Aid and Walgreens merger, I guess, with Rite Aid, and I'm not sure if that's going through or not. But anyway, Fred's has earnings coming out on Tuesday before the open. GIII, which is coming out with earnings on Tuesday before the bell. Okay, just reading my notes here. And SecureWorks, SCWX, coming out with earnings before the bell. Some earnings after the bell on Tuesday. AMBA, AMBA, and this one is connected to GoPro. I believe they supply the chips for the GoPro cameras, so that might affect GoPro also. AMBA is symbol there. Duluth Trading, DLTH, Unify, UNFI, and SEAC, Sea Change is another one coming out after the bell on Tuesday. Wednesday, Home, HOME, at home, and Navistar, NAV. And then after the bell we have Organovo, which is ONVO is the symbol. TLRD, which is Tailored Brands, is coming out. TLRD symbol there. I guess that's Grief. Coming out. GEF, coming out on Wednesday after the bell. And David's T, DTEA is the symbol there, and Variant, VRNT. On Thursday before the bell we have Val Resorts, and that symbol is MTN. SJM for Smuckers. SJM for Schmuck. I almost called myself Smuckers. Fuel Cell coming out, FCEL. Vince, VNCE is the symbol there. And let's see, I think then we go to Thursday after the bell. We have Pay, Verifone, PAY is the symbol. XTLY coming out. DTRM, LMNR, PURE, and LAYN as in Nick. Coming out after the bell on Thursday. And then let's see, FGP for feral gas, FGP, and that's Friday before the open. And then Volt, I'm not sure what the symbol is there, you'll have to look up that one yourself. So that's some of the earnings coming up for the week. I mean, no major players in these earnings. The only one that really interests me is probably this CSIQ, JK Solar, and AMBA are some names of interest there. And maybe, Verifone, PAY, might be interesting. And this little one, ONVO, a small little stock. So we'll see how their earnings are, if they even have earnings. I doubt it. So let me see if there's anything else I wanted to press upon you. We did that. We did the economic. We did the earnings for the week coming out. Let's see. Let's make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, so just to recap, some things that are weighing down on the market, but they haven't hit yet, is this whole thing with the inverted yield curve with the interest rates. So just keep an eye on that TLT. and also will Trump get his programs through? That'll be, one of the things that could weigh on the market. Obviously, the terrorist attacks, unfortunately, in London over the weekend. But last time there were the London attacks, the market actually went up, and so did the European markets actually go up. So we'll see if they can, hold their gains this week in the markets with that terrorist attack in London. And don't forget, utilities were up this week, so that's a little unnerving. We didn't look at the VIX, VIX, and that's at the lows again. We are below 10 again on the VIX. We're at 9.75. So just keep that in mind. I think the low was 9.40. I'm gonna say, I remember it being like 9.40, and so we are getting back to the lows on the VIX. So let's see if we're going to get one of these spike ups now with the VIX. All right, so this has been Zozo Stock Watch. Hopefully this gets you a little more ready for the week ahead. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. Keep your eye on silver and gold areas of safety if with this terrorist attacks. And don't forget, not this week but the week after, on June 14th, that's when if we're going to get the rate increase by the Fed. They have the interest rates will be announced at 2 p.m. and then they will also have a presser at 2:30 p.m. on June 14th. So not this week, next week. All right, so that should get you prepared for the week ahead. And thank you very much for listening. This has been Zozo Stock Watch. Have a great week trading. Don't forget, I'll be doing stocks to watch. I'll put that out on Sunday for you. All right, there'll be a list of stocks you can watch for Monday and also maybe for the week ahead. Thanks again for listening. And now you're more ready for the week ahead than you were before. Have a great day.